All right, everybody, welcome to Takeoff with John Clark and our special guest, Jalen Mills. Can we still call you the Green Goblin, or are we not allowed to call you Green Goblin anymore?
No, I'm the Green Goblin, man. That's in stone, man. So I'm the Green Goblin still.
Nice. And I see you're still wearing some green and you have your green hair. Is that going to be permanent or not?
Yeah, I actually once, the news broke that I was signing with New England. Chris Long, of course, you guys know he was at New England and he came to Philly. He actually tweeted me and it was like, "Are you going to be the Red Goblin now?" And I kind of tweeted him back and I said, "Nah, man." I said, Superman flies all around the world and his cape stays the same color. So definitely keeping the green hair.
Well, I mean, that's pretty cool. Why do you want to continue to wear green even though you're going to another team?
Yeah, I think at this point, it's to the point to where there are, Jalen Mills fans. There are Green Goblin fans out there to where I had people who were either writing in my comments or trying to reach out in DMs and different things like that and saying, that they were Philly fans for however long, but they were also Jalen Mills Green Goblin fans. And, now they're going to be cheering for me in New England and some even saying that they're going to convert over to, Patriots fans now. So I think with that, I have to show, also that loyalty to those fans who actually sit there and watch me play and come to watch me play.
That's pretty cool because, if you were coming to the Eagles for the first time and you said, well, I'm going to stick with that blue and white hair from the Cowboys, that wouldn't fly here, right?
Yeah, of course, man, of course.
Now, are you allowed to have color in your hair? Will Bill Belichick actually allow that?
Yeah, so I talked to Bill, met with Bill yesterday. Also met with Mr. Kraft, great guys, man, great guys. And, they just tell me, be myself, man. That's why they brought me here. They know the type of player that I am. And they just want me to be myself.
Now, I remember, I think 2 years ago, you had a good game against the Patriots and then, of course, faced the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Yeah. Did Bill Belichick ever talk to you pregame? I mean, what does this mean to you that he values you that much to bring you in?
Yeah. No, I actually never had a conversation with him before. The only guy actually from the Patriots that I did have a conversation with was Tom Brady and Stephen Gilmore. That was it. So as far as when my agent made the call and said that that the Patriots were interested, I was like, okay, wow. They came from a little left field, but I mean, I think also with that being said, it shows that Bill and the coaching staff here, they're actually watching the film. They actually. One of the things that he also told me was he loved my versatility that I showed this year. So they actually let me know that he's actually watching the film. He's not going off of, hype players and different things like that. Like he's actually watching me play different positions. And, you guys know their scheme. It fits perfect for what I do and what they do.
So actually last year going to safety and you played 5-6 positions at some point, kind of like Malcolm. Do you think that really helped you on the free agent market here?
I definitely think it did, man. I got to show my versatility. I got to show teams, of course, my team now with New England, that I am a versatile guy. I can go out and cover, and I can go to safety and be in the box and fit the gaps. I can blitz off the edge. So I can play in the slot. So I definitely think that it showed that for sure, and it helped.
Now, the Eagles situation, they were trying to get under the salary cap for the start of free agency. What was the communication like with them? Did they want to bring you back? Was there any chance they could offer you anything?
Yeah, I think they were trying to get it done, but it just ended up not working out. And New England ended up being a perfect fit and a better fit for me at this point in my career.
Are you sad to leave Philly?
It's definitely a place to where I have an emotional connection to, just for the simple fact that I made history there. I was a part of history there. Winning the Super Bowl, bringing that to the city. Man, all of the crazy games that we played in up until that point and then even after. So definitely have an emotional connection to the city. And, you know, I always love that city, man. That city, you know, gave me an opportunity. That organization gave me an opportunity to live out a dream that I had since I was 10, 11 years old, man. So I couldn't say that I don't have that connection to the city.
And I got to tell you, this is a note from Ruben Frank with NBC Sports Philadelphia. This is pretty cool. It says that over the last 40 years in Eagles history, you have started more games for the Eagles than any other seventh-round draft pick.
Yeah.
And over the last 40 years, there's only two players that were drafted higher. They used to have more rounds, I guess, right, in the draft.
Okay.
There were only two players who played more games. That's Seth Joyner and Clyde Simmons. So that's got to be pretty cool.
Well, I did not know that, man. Like I said, it's just me getting an opportunity, then literally going out there and giving the organization in that city, you know, everything I had. You know, you always hear about, you know, the city love guys who they come in, they work hard, they give, you know, the game each and every Sunday, everything that they got, and they're going to fall in love with you. That's all they're looking for. So that's literally what I based my style of play, the type of player that I am, off of every week.
Yeah, so you kind of molded your game off of the city of Philly and the toughness.
Of course, man. You know, man. You're there. You know, that city, man. You got to have tough skin. You know, they're gonna let you know when you're not playing to that standard, and when you are playing to that standard, man, they're gonna give you everything that you got, and everything that they got. So, yeah, definitely something that I try to define myself after.
Now, you really had a close relationship with the fans of Philly, because I've never seen somebody wear green hair and walk around town and represent the Eagles like that. So are you going to miss some of the interactions with the fans? Because, you know, you can't hide when you're in Philly when you have green hair.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. I used to see, I remember one game, I think we were playing, I think it was Dallas. This was 2 years ago. We were playing Dallas, and we were in Dallas. That was the game that I came back, and it was like a dude. He looked like he was probably like 60, 65. We're in Dallas now. He had like a Jalen Mills jersey on, but he had like a green wig mohawk on. And I'm just like, see, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about right here. You got this fan base that he's in enemy territory, but he's repping hard. You know what I'm saying? So definitely going to miss that.
You definitely started a trend.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're going to have your green hair for the duration of your time? I mean, what if the Patriots fans don't necessarily connect with that or like that vibe?
I think so. And I think also, you know, the type of player that I am, the energy that I play with, I think they're gonna feel it. They're gonna see it. They're gonna see that, like I said, the type of player that I am, and I think it's gonna be accepted.
Well, I think Philly is glad to hear that a part of Philly is going with you. A part of the Eagles green is going with you. Do me a favor. Give me your top 3 favorite moments with the Eagles. And I'm going to guess a couple of them, but give me your top 3.
My top 3, I'll go from 3 to 1. Okay, so number 3 would have to be my play versus Gronkowski in the Super Bowl on that first drive on the goal line. I think that was big because that was a drive to where we stopped those guys from scoring on their first drive. My number 2, it's hard. That's hard. I have
Jeopardy music under this.
Yeah, this is hard, man. I wish you would have gave me 4 for top 4 or something.
I'll give you 4. Yes, I'll give you. Yeah.
Okay, give me 4. So I'm gonna say Gronk was 4. Super Bowl play. Number 3 would have to be my play versus Julio Jones in the divisional round in the playoffs. My number 2 would definitely have to be my pick 6 versus San Fran. That was crazy. And then my number 1 is, of course, winning the Super Bowl in the city for the city of Philadelphia.
Now, I can't argue with that, but I do remember the moment when you guys won the NFC title game and you're running around on the field with the dogs on, doing no angels.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. That was a great time too, man. So, that got us to the next level for sure.
So take me through that play with Julio Jones, because without that play, if Julio catches that touchdown pass, none of the other things happen. Philly doesn't have a Super Bowl. So Matt Ryan, did you know the ball was coming over there?
Of course, man. It's fourth down. The game was on the line. I think during the fourth, I probably seen Julio. He probably lined up on my side maybe only a handful of times in the fourth quarter. And then now we get to the last play, and he's running out of huddle, and he comes to my side. So I'm thinking in my head, like, all right, like, here we go. Like, they're going to give it to their best player. Their best player is Julio Jones. He's lined up right in front of me. And we had a great film study that whole week between me, Malcolm, and Rodney. Literally, as soon as they broke the huddle and Matt Ryan was about to call the play, you can literally see all of us like calling out the play. You know, we practiced it all week. Coach did a good job showing us that play. We practiced it all week, and you know, Matt Ryan said "hut," and you know, the rest is history.
I mean, that's your second year in the NFL, right? So without that play happening, the NFC title game, Super Bowl doesn't happen. So when you first realized that the ball flew over his head or through his hands, whatever, tell me about like your first moment of realizing that and you see the crowd erupt. What's that like?
It was so loud. I just knew the ball. Of course, when I'm looking up, I'm trying to, you know, put my hand in his eyes or through his hands. You know, they teach that, you know, so he can't see the ball. I knew the ball was incomplete. You hear the crowd erupt. And I think I just ran from the end zone all the way to probably the opposite, like 30 or 20-yard line with my hands out, my tongue was out. I was so excited, you know, that I got that opportunity to make that play to help my team get that much closer to the Super Bowl, man. That was probably one of the best feelings ever. That's why it's definitely in my top four for sure.
Yeah, I thought it might be number 2 or number 1 or something, just because it was the moment that led to everything else. But I'm not going to argue with your top 4.
Yeah, of course.
So in the Super Bowl, tell me the story about the pain you were in. You talked about Rob Gronkowski, and you played through injury in that Super Bowl. You wound up needing surgery. How painful was it? And was there anything that could take you out of that game?
Yeah. So, people don't even actually know. I think it was in the second quarter. It was on I want to say it might have been a 3rd and short, or it might have been a 4th down play.
It was 4th down.
It was 4th down. Yeah, it was 4th down. I was on Gronkowski. He ran the go route on me, and I stopped him from catching it. And I literally landed on my thumb, and I broke my thumb in the game. Like literally broke my thumb to where if I was to flex my hand like this, then my bone was literally coming out of place and going back in place. I celebrated a little bit, and I could feel my hand. I was like, okay, my hand's messed up. I run straight to the tunnel. Everybody's trying to high five me. I run straight to the tunnel. The doctor's like, yeah, like you broke your thumb. Like, what? Like you were going to go to the back, you know, get x-rays. I'm like, listen, I'm not going anywhere. Take my thumb up. I'm here to win this game. I'm on this team. I'm started for a reason to help us win this game. Take my thumb up. We'll handle everything after the game. And just throughout that game, you know, I was just so excited to be there. I never won a serious championship ever from Little League. And I was just like, I wasn't going to let this moment pass up on me. That's what I kept telling myself. I don't care what I'm going through, how much pain I'm going through. I'm not going to let this moment pass up on me. I'm not going to fail my teammates. I'm not going to fail this organization or this city. Like, I'm here to play, and you know, that's what happened.
Putting your body on the line. And so give me an idea of when maybe the euphoria wears off of the game and then winning the Super Bowl. When does the pain really start to set in again?
It was literally probably once we got in the locker room. Of course, everybody's excited, this and that. And it was kind of a picture that actually went viral with me and Coach Doug. Coach Doug came over, and I was in my locker. I had my head down, and I was just feeling my hand. My hand felt like it was on fire. It felt like somebody lit it with gasoline and put a match to it. And he literally came over and was like, "You okay? We did it." And I was just like, "Yeah, Coach. Happy we did it. I'm excited we did it." my hand is killing me right now. He was like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You did it. We'll get it fixed up, get it wrapped up or whatever. So it was like literally right after the game, after the adrenaline wore off and I'm in the locker room, like it was on fire, bro.
And then surgery.
And then surgery was literally the next day. And then we had the parade a couple of days after.
So nothing was going to stop you from being in at that parade.
You see me in the parade. I had to put an oversized jacket on. I got the cast coming. No, I had a splint on, and I was so like happy that we won. The fans were throwing us beers and everything, high fiving us. We jumped off the bus. I'm so crazy that I literally threw my hand out to a fan to try to high five me, slapped my hand so hard to I had to I grabbed my hand. I was like, I gotta get back on the bus. Like I'm done with this. 5 minutes later, I'm back outside the bus doing the electric slide and stuff. But yeah, I was nothing would stop me from enjoying that.
So were you in pain during the parade then?
Definitely was in pain. Definitely was in pain for sure. Yes.
Well, you didn't have any of Chris Long's special cocktail to numb the pain?
I didn't. Thinking back now, I probably should have, or whatever that guy was on. That definitely probably would have helped a little bit for sure.
Or Jason Kelsey crowd surfing?
Man, Jason, I seen that. We was off the bus. I just so happened to look to my right, and I see this guy literally in the crowd, and they're carrying this 300-pound man like he was a feather. Like that was a great moment, man.
Did any of you know what was going to go on with his speech, that it was going to be that epic?
No, like he's going to go down in history from sport. I'm not even talking Philadelphia history. Of course, he's going to do that. But as far as sports speeches in history, he's down forever, man. Kelsey's a legend to me, man, for sure.
Yeah, he's right there with Chase Utley, if you know the Chase Utley Philly speech. But
yeah, I've heard it.
So how weird is it? How crazy is it that you are reunited with Nelson Aguilar, your former Super Bowl teammate, and now you're on the Patriots 3 years after beating them in that Super Bowl?
I would say it's too weird because at the end of the day, I really can't get caught up into all of that. Like I said, I won a Super Bowl in Philly. You know, now my team is, New England, and it's a standard here. It was a standard that's been set a long time ago, and we have to get back to that. So now the main focus is helping them get back to it.
Now, when you met with Bill or talked with him, did you bring up that we had to keep one from you? Like, was there any, busting some chops back and forth?
No, I'm not busting no chops around here. It's like I said, at this point, the focus is the focus. If he ever brings it up, then I'll talk to him about it. But I don't think I'll bring it up to him.
Because, I mean, you said you've talked to Tom Brady. I don't know if it was at the Super Bowl, but that really, that stuck with Tom Brady and I'm sure Bill Belichick for a while, that they didn't win that one.
Yeah, of course, man. It wasn't actually after the Super Bowls when we played him 2 years ago. I talked to him. He was just like, great game, man. You're a great player. You had a good game today. And that was enough for me, coming from him. But yeah, like I said, it's a standard, it's a standard here of, if they could win the next 7 Super Bowls, that's the goal every year. That should be for every team. So of course, they probably still pissed about that.
And we love to hear that in Philly. Let me ask you about the Eagles last year. Obviously, just a really disappointing season. Are you really stunned when you look back at the Super Bowl and everything 3 years later that this all happened with the Eagles? A bad season. Doug is gone. Carson's gone.
Yeah, it was honestly with me until because I'm not a guy who looks at records and looks at how much time is left on the clock. I know the situations and the down the distances and different things like that, but I literally did not know our record, our full record. Of course, I knew we were losing games. I was in the games, but I did not know our full record until we lost to the Cowboys, and they were like, "We're out of the playoffs." Then I got to the point to where I was like, okay, what's our record now? We really lost that many games. We really only won this many games. Because I was to the point to where it's okay, we lost a game here, we lost a game there. Okay, we lost a game. We still have a chance. So I'm playing every game for the playoffs. Every game for the playoffs. Like, that's all I care about. You get in the playoffs, I don't care what your record is. Everybody's record is 0-0 when you get in the playoffs. It's you lose, you out, you win, you advance, right? So as far as that goes, from year 2 into year 5, in between that stint, we were technically always in the playoffs, right? So it definitely was different for me. And then when you're talking about, the situation with Doug, I mean, that guy, man, he was always awesome to me. Players coach. Had times to where I remember guys on the team late in the season, we were supposed to practice on a Wednesday, and guys are beat up or they're tired or whatever it may be. I'm not even talking this past season, like seasons before. And we have the player council, the player leaders on the team, and they'll literally go to him like, hey, guys are tired, this and that. And he'll be like, okay, well, we're going to do a walkthrough on Wednesday. You've seen it. We're going to do a walkthrough on Wednesday today, help you guys recover, telling guys, get in the training room, get in the tubs, get sleep, get this and that. So you can't do nothing but to respect the guy who does that type of stuff, who take care of his players for sure.
Yeah. And so he was let go, and then Howie Roseman said publicly that Carson Wentz's representative said, we think it's best for a fresh start. Does anything disappoint you about that whole situation and how it ended up?
I mean, I came in with Carson, when you talk about a guy, and it wasn't even Pennsylvania anymore, it was Pennsylvania, you know what I'm saying? So that's just how much love that guy got. But when you're talking about a fresh start, I mean, sometimes people need fresh start, regardless of whatever the situation might be, good, bad, or indifferent. And, if he came to that decision, like I said, maybe he needed that. Maybe he needed a new place in a fresh start, and, to continue his great career.
Malcolm Jenkins and Chris Long recently said that there were a couple of things with Carson in the locker room that they wish maybe he could reach out to everybody or be more open with everybody in the locker room. And there were a couple articles that came out about Carson. What is your perspective on that with Carson and his relationship with everybody and dealing with everybody on the team?
Yeah. Me coming into the league and the team that I was on, a lot of veteran guys compared to now. On my year 5, we were a lot younger, and we had a lot of guys throughout those years veteran guys who spoke up about different things, whether it was on the field things, whether it was just talking to the team, whether it was off the field situations. And I could say one thing about Carson, he wasn't one of those vocal guys. I think he was a guy who just wanted to come in, work hard, and do his job. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You have guys who are successful in the league and guys who are well respected by doing that. So, I mean, as far as that goes, that was my perspective on him. Just a guy who wanted to come in, work hard, and play good on Sundays. Not everybody's vocal, So that's just my perspective.
And then Jalen Hurts came in. Do you think that his leadership style will really work with the Eagles locker room and the way he carries himself and handles himself?
I think so. Man, that guy, he's a guy who came from Alabama, where he was, the starting quarterback at a very young age around a lot of star players, in high school. Alabama, they recruit nothing but 5 stars. For him to go in there, win a national championship, then transfer and go to Oklahoma and then get to the playoffs and demand those guys respect from both teams with high caliber players. I think that shows you the type of leadership that he has. Jalen's also a guy who comes in and works hard. He's also a little bit younger, so he might be a little bit more talkative. So I think definitely with him, they got a great leader over there. I respect him a lot, even him coming in being a rookie, just seeing his work ethic. I think that's the biggest thing that he can continue to show. It show the young guys, even him still being a young guy, and the older guys, that he's still there to work hard and have his best intentions for the team.
And you practiced against him a lot. I mean, do you think his throwing ability is improving? Obviously, we know how dangerous he is with his legs, but is his passing ability improving?
Yeah, of course, man. One thing that I did tell him is I said, listen, one of the first days we were at practice, I said, listen, we all know you can run. We all know that. But I know, coming from LSU, Alabama, was in a pro-style offense. And any quarterback that's in a pro-style offense, that means you can make every throw. You only have 2 receivers split wide, maybe 3. That's the max. You know, they wasn't big spread team back then. You know, they were heavy on the running backs and the tight ends, this and that. So if you're coming from a pro-style offense, that lets me know that you can make all the throws. So yeah, I definitely think that he's going to be really good as far as throwing the ball as well as running.
All right, a couple things to wrap this up with you. Your pregame speeches were pretty epic.
Yep.
So I think you're in a hotel room right now. I got to ask you, because they were pretty good. So did you practice those speeches in your hotel room or somewhere to get those down?
No, actually I didn't. I think it was more of a thing going through pregame, listening to music. I might tell myself, okay, what do I want our motivation to be today? Okay, we didn't have the best game last week. And I'm going to say, okay, they're talking noise about us this week or last week or whatever it may be. That's how I would tell myself I'm going to start my speech. And then everything after that comes out, I'm just speaking from the heart, man, because you know, just like I know, just like everybody else knows, if somebody is to give you an emotional speech, you can tell if it's rehearsed. You can tell if they practice it and they're messing up and they're trying to go back over their words and catch back up with what they're saying. And I just think, me personally, when I hear stuff like that, the level of energy or the respect of the speech, you can tell. And I kind of waver off from those type of things. So I always said, if I do give a speech, I want to speak from the heart. I want these guys to let these guys know that I am passionate about what's going on, that I am passionate about being in this group, and I am passionate about making plays for this team and for the secondary. So those are definitely straight from the chest, for sure.
Nice. How about your mom? I know that she would break down your film a lot, right? She would watch. She'd be in the stands a lot. She would record the games, and then you would have a film session. Yeah. Did some of these film sessions after games go into the middle of the night with your mom?
I wouldn't say to the middle of the night, but she definitely, and it would be plays to where I might not even get the ball thrown to my side. I might not even have missed a tackle or made a play. You know, it could be something simple as I was just sticking a receiver and, you know, she seen that I tripped, or she seen that, you know, he may have, you know, got me on a route and they didn't throw the ball, and she'll have it on her phone and she was like, get it. You see, you had that guy open on that one play right here. Like, you had a game, but on that one play, like, they could have got you on here and there. And I would get a little frustrated a little bit. But at the end of the day, that is my mom. She does wants to see me do good and be great. So definitely conversation that was had, but then I would have to like waver off a little bit on some of those conversations, because I'm like, Mom, you're not a coach. You know, I know you know a little football, but that's my coach's job. So
that's great. Well, hey, listen, I mean, congratulations on your contract. I think I read when you were growing up with your mom and your brother, you maybe hopped around from apartment to apartment, house to house and stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, this is an incredible thing in your life. This contract that you got, congrats to you.
Thank you so much.
And we'll miss you here in Philly.
Yeah, of course, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Philly will always have a special place in my heart, man, for sure.
Nice. And we're gonna keep watching the Green Goblin.
Got you. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks a lot, Jalen. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, bro.
I'm the greatest.